Let's see if I can do. Oh, it says the day space is live. Doesn't say the iTunes one or the
Twitch.
No, the Twitch one it says is live. It's the other one that takes a lot. There it is. Now I see that it's good. So now the chats are going. Okay, ready?
Yeah, done.
It is Wednesday morning, and as you're driving into work, sitting at work, maybe even coming home from work, you're probably wondering to yourself, did they binge a show this week, and how much of it did Dave really binge? I don't know why you just twitched and it threw me off. Did I beat the shelved and forgotten game that I played this week? And did Dave even play one? Will Dave jump back in to us a little bit of Legos this week? And what else has been going on? How about that Apple stuff? All right, let's find out.
Oh, you got me hooked at milking.
It's Forget Being Cool, episode 44 for September. I don't have a calendar on this screen for some reason. 13th, 2017. I'm Dave Moore. Joining me is my main man on the internet whose names I've forgotten. His name is Johnny_Yo-Yo Casino.
Yo-Yo Casino.
Well, you start your other show, Yo-Yo.
I do.
Yo-Yo.
Yeah, well, I started that actually because that's how I would answer the phone at work.
That's a cool way to answer the phone at work.
I mean, I wouldn't pick it up and go yo-yo, right? But like, I would pick it up, like, hey, this is our product, whatever, right? And the guy would be like, hey, this is such and such, whatever, operator out in the field. And I'd be like, yo-yo, such and such. And
can I page that way at work? Because I work in a grocery store, and by page, like I mean like get on the intercom and go yo, associate, whatever, call whatever. Should I do that?
Just remember, Dave, you can do anything your last day of work. Anything,
whether
you mean for it to be your last day of work or not, you can do anything your last day of work.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Dave,
I've had a last day of work, John.
Yeah,
multiple places.
That sucks sometimes, doesn't it?
No, those days are kind of the best because nothing matters.
Oh, I meant the kind of last days of work that you don't realize are going to be your last day of work. Like when you go in. This is not your last day of work, but when you leave, it had become your last day of work. Like, those are not good days.
What about the days that you now realize this is one of your last days of work? Those are kind of the worst days, I think.
What do you mean?
Like you go in and you don't think it's going to be that bad, but it's so bad by the end of the day that you're like, yep, that was one of my last days. I'm out of here.
I mean,
I've had days like that where I've realized at the job, like, yep, this is it. I'm leaving.
I mean, that's how it was when I quit Walmart.
I mean, I saw my life flash before my eyes at my job once, so, it's okay. John.
Did someone throw a stray fruit at you?
No. Did we not tell this story?
I don't.
Have I never told this story to you?
I don't know.
So I was working at 7-Eleven. Hi, 7-Eleven. You're the worst company ever to work for in the history of mankind.
Oh, that might be a battle between some companies.
No, I'm sure. It's one of the worst, though. And it's one of the worst places to shop. If you shop there, know that the cheese that's supposed to get rotated out every 2 days does not get rotated out every 2 days. Anyway, and that's not just my store. That's all stores. I've checked. Anyway, so I was coming in really early. It's probably like 9 a.m.-ish by the time this is happening. I'm making a breakfast sandwich. It's slowed down a little bit. I've gotten the 6 o'clock morning coffee rush out of the door, right? So I'm warming up this breakfast sandwich over the microwaves, which are kind of like actually in the store. And so I'm behind the counter wringing out a guy while mine's warming up. And I go over to get...
You just said you're wringing out a guy. That's where you twist and squeeze and get the liquid out, right? Like a towel, but you're doing this to a guy.
Right. So anyway, so my sandwich beeps. I go out to get my sandwich, and there's this little counter that's next to the cashier's counter. There's like 2 counters side by side, okay? And I'm going to walk over to the counter that's not part of the registers and go eat my sandwich, right? It's fine. No big deal. I'm walking over there. Now, let me get this to you. This counter is against the store, and then behind that is my big oven and my stuff for making like the big food before like the big giant stove, the fancy stuff, the big giant coffee pot thing. Anyway, I'm walking over there. Next thing I know, as I'm about to step in between the oven and the counter, the oven and the entire wall come crashing down like inches in front of my face.
Nice.
Like this pound bang. I've got security footage of this. Someday I'll put it up on YouTube.
Did they take that out of your paycheck?
So this is probably the loudest crashing banging sound you've ever heard in your life, John. Okay, and I don't
know, man. I've heard some loud bangs.
I know, but I've never heard anything like this. My manager comes running out from the back, and the first thing I say is, I didn't do it, because I have no idea what happened at all. Like, turns out this guy lost control of his car, pulling into the parking lot, and smashed dead on right into that wall.
And just shook the wall enough for it to fall over?
It shook the wall and pushed it probably 6 inches.
Oh wow!
Inward, yeah. So now the whole wall's coming in, but you can't see this because obviously the where it was coming together, and then oven and everything's destroyed everywhere. By the way, I had to clean this up.
Of course you did. I mean, the manager wasn't gonna do it,
right? Guy comes in, and while we're waiting for the police to come in and handle this, right? This dude comes in and buys a 6-pack of Bud Light.
The guy that drove into the wall.
The guy that drove into the wall while we're waiting for the cops.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you weren't drunk surprisingly now, but you are about to be. Good job, buddy.
I mean, did he ask you to use the restroom too? Because you got to buy something to use the restroom most of the time. I mean, maybe that's why he was buying it.
Anyway,
easy come, easy go.
Most terrifying day of my life.
So
that was pretty close to one of my last days.
So to transition just slightly, so Andy, the informant, right, who has written into me a number of times through Twitter. We talk every once in a while.
We've played Splatoon together in Bobby's streams.
Yeah, you have splatted in Bobby's streams with him. He pointed out that Walmart puts a smile on everyone's face, and as funny as that is, I know for a fact that's not true. One of the worst jobs I ever had. Actually, the reason I quit that one is because I had finals the next day, and the Super Cart boys, none of them showed up for work because, I don't know, they're stupid. And I had to go home and try to get an hour or two of studying in before the finals the next morning, and they wanted me to stay late at work to bring the carts in. I'm like, no. And they're like, well, you can't leave. And I handed my vest and walked out. One of the assistant managers running out after me. And I was like, I was quitting anyway. See you later. But more importantly, Andy had sent me a message right before the show.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so now we need to find out when it is you're jumping back into Lego Dimensions. You own
maybe.
Lego Dimensions, right?
Yes. And I enjoyed it and played through 50-60% of the campaign.
Okay, hold on. I need to derail us for half a second. This is important what you're saying. But there's something that popped up in the chat here from Christopher Anthony Chase.
Okay.
Maybe another word that follows after that I can't read very well. It says, I want to punch Walmart people in the face. I hate Walmart. Now, when I was working at Walmart, would I have been considered a Walmart people that would have gotten punched in the face in this fantasy of yours?
John, hold on. You don't work there anymore. Don't take offense to this.
No. I'm not. Okay. Oh God, no, okay, I'm not taking offense. But I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to make sure he's not just going to go all God bless America all over the inside of Walmart one day.
Everybody who worked at Walmart ever murdered in cold blood by this guy.
I would like to see that, not in real life, but on a crime spree show. Oh, just the shoppers. No. He's going to go off the shoppers. Not the people that work there. It's the poor schmucks that go in there.
That was my argument.
I go to Walmart. Okay, Walmart is the closest store to me. And there are times when it's I need something. I don't feel like driving all the way to the grocery store that's farther away. Or So please don't attack me when I go in. I mean, it's gonna be
90% of
like
Walmart shoppers are awful, John. It's fine for us to go in there and buy the occasional thing from Walmart. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But like half the problem with going to Walmart is not the employees. It's the people that are also in Walmart with you.
well,
I agree with him.
and that depends on what town you live in, right? Like,
Yeah. So if you go to the shady one in like east side of Cleveland, like it's not a safe place. Like you probably shouldn't be in that Walmart.
yeah,
Especially late at night, considering it's open 24/7. There's nothing on the shelves. It's not like you could buy anything. They never stock anything. It's scary. It's shady.
yeah,
You're probably gonna get murdered in the parking lot if you park too far away from the store.
But what, okay, so here's what you're failing to realize though, or not addressing, is there's two types of Walmart people. But there's three types. There's like me, the people just go in because it's convenient every once in a while and grab something, right?
Right.
If you go to the other side of where I live, the other side of the town I live in, where you're getting a lot closer to certain parts of Houston, the clientele is less fancy, we'll say, right? Now, then there's where I used to live when I lived more farther east of Houston in this town. That's a little bit more country and a little bit more, I don't know. Let's put it this way. When you see those people, that is a whole different kind of, oh my God, right? Like this is the not I'm scared for my life kind, but the I'm scared for the human race kind. Like I'm scared for the breeding of these people and the number of teeth that they end up having.
Oh my God.
Like
no.
Hi, Sophie.
No offense to people who live in that part of Cleveland. I know there's just as many normal people, by the way, who live over there. Just to clarify, but I wouldn't go in the Steel Yard Walmart late at night. Just saying.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's get back to Lego Dimensions here.
Even though I really like those big long boxes of glazed donuts they sell in the bakery at Walmart. Oh my God.
I'm sure you can get those other places. You know, the Walmart near me has really good cheese in their deli thing.
But they're so awful, they're good. They're like as close to a Krispy Kreme as you can get without going to Krispy Kreme.
Sean brings up the topic of what would Walmart and I think it says Rapture be like. Okay.
You don't go there.
I mean, for a while, you're going to have everything you need.
Hold on. So I talked to this guy once. Why are we bringing? What, can we go back to Lego Dimensions?
Yeah, no. Let's go back to Lego Dimensions. So, are you going to be jumping back into that here shortly? And do you know why that question's being brought up?
No, I have no idea why. Are they releasing a new adventure pack?
Yes.
I never even went and did the upgrades. Like I never went and bought any of the new sets.
No, they are doing a new one. My dog keeps coming up here, and she never comes upstairs. What is her deal? No, they're doing no. There's a Teen Titan Go one and a Powerpuff Girl.
Okay, one of the Powerpuff Girls are getting a new Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah,
so screw that.
Powerpuff Girls is fantastic, but so is SpongeBob.
So if there's a SpongeBob one.
Oh, okay. The point of this conversation, John, is that Teen Titans Go is garbage.
What? I thought you liked Teen Titan Go.
No, I like Teen Titans. The original Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go
I
is
didn't know there was a different girl. I swear to God, dog, if you don't calm yourself down.
I also like the old Powerpuff Girls, but not the new Powerpuff Girls.
See,
are you confused, John? You seem confused.
I'm wondering how confused you are at this moment, actually.
Well, what? What are you talking about? Teen Titans Go is the brand new Teen Titans show they put on Cartoon Network.
Okay, but
it's the current current airing one.
The fact that you have an opinion, on which Powerpuff Girls is good and which one's bad. The fact that you even have an opinion on that.
John, go back and watch Powerpuff Girls.
No.
The old one.
No. I watched some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last night.
It's fantastic. You would enjoy it. Watch it with either one of your kids. You'd enjoy it.
My daughters watched some.
The new one, I'm sure.
I have no idea. It was on a streaming service, so it might have actually been the old one, maybe.
I'm gonna go through and find the couple highlight episodes of the old one, and I'm gonna tell you which ones to watch if they're on Netflix or Hulu.
Okay, so I'm bringing up this last thing with Lego Dimensions real quick. How would you feel about a Power Rangers Lego Dimension?
I would love that.
Okay.
I loved the new Power Rangers was amazing.
I still haven't seen it. I'll catch it at some point.
It's not like brilliant. It's just so fun. It's one of the most fun movies I've been to in a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Dave, I bought some stuff today. By today, I mean, it might have been like the middle of the night sometime. I bought some stuff. I was working last night, right? So I worked the night shift. And here's the sad part. I worked the night shift. We're doing the show. I'm going to go to sleep for like 4 hours, and I got to get up and take my wife to the airport. But I'm working last night, and I decided to go Amazon shopping because I needed a new piece for the studio set up in here to keep that hum away on one of the channels. But also, I bought 2 other things of semi-importance. One, oh man, I just blanked on what to say. Oh, it's a mini display port, or it's also like a Thunderbolt, I believe it's called. Port.
Those are very different ports, but sure.
No, I think they're actually the same thing.
Thunderbolts are smaller, I think.
If you search mini display port, it's going to bring up Thunderbolt.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's the display port, which is big, and then there's the mini display port, which is the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, but mini display ports don't do anything. Thunderbolts do everything. That's like Thunderbolt is basically a fast version of USB. It's basically the replacement for FireWire. Like this computer I'm on right now has a mini display port, but it's not going to do any of the Thunderbolt stuff.
Okay, so then maybe there's some confusion. Whatever it is, I got this thing.
Okay.
Right. And so here's why I bought this is because I have like the very, very basic cable channels, as in like this stuff you would get over the air with an antenna comes through my cable for free just because it comes with my internet.
Right.
But I don't have it hooked up to any of my TVs. I have an antenna, like a really nice HD antenna hooked up to one of my TVs, but I can get it through the website. And so I need that so that I can hook my computer up to my TV. So now I just take my computer wherever my TV is, hook that up to the HDMI because it's the Thunderbolt to HDMI or whatever, or mini display, whatever, to HDMI. And I'll be able to watch that. So that's one thing I bought.
Okay.
The other thing, and this is what made me actually want to talk about this at all, because I just think this is cool, is I pre-ordered an album that comes out in a couple days. The new Foo Fighter album that Adam Leonard, not to brag, but Adam Leonard's been talking about on Twitter, comes out on the 15th. So I pre-ordered the vinyl of it because, and here's the thing, like when I buy the vinyls, I don't listen to the vinyls very often. But
they come with the MP3 download?
Well, yeah. Well, it comes with the free digital download. But also, if I have the Amazon Music app, even without the paid subscription, I can just stream all the things I've ever bought through Amazon straight through the app.
Do you understand how streaming music works, Sean?
Yes.
Do you not have Apple Music or Spotify / Google Music?
I do, but I don't have to pay for it. If I have the album, I don't have to keep the album on my phone. I just thought it was cool when I went into the Amazon Music app and I looked down there and I saw another vinyl that I had bought and it was sitting there and I could just play it without having it downloaded on my phone because my phone has very little storage.
Just to clarify, John prefers buying music in 2017 over just streaming everything for a reasonable monthly fee.
Yeah, but I
you
want
can
to
stream
own
everything
it.
on Apple. You don't have
I want to own
the vinyl.
it, the
to own the
physical.
vinyl is cool. I will give you that, but it has nothing to do with the ability to play it on streaming.
Yeah, but if I don't pay for the service, then I don't get all the albums. I want to own them. I want them to be mine. It'll be here on the 15th.
I'm going to listen to it on the 15th for nothing because it's going to be added to Apple Music.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't have to buy it.
No, but now I'm going to have the vinyl and I'm just going to be able to straight stream it.
Right. So you paid money for nothing.
But for the vinyl.
Okay, but that's the clarification. You only paid money so that you could own the record that you will probably never play.
Yeah, but I'll look at a lot.
No, I agree with you.
And I have a record player.
Okay. We're not going to have an audiophile argument right now, John. As much as I would love to get into an argument with you about vinyl and and hipster vinyl collection, I'm happy for you because you're appreciating it for what it is. It's the artwork and to look
Oh
at
yeah,
it.
yeah. Like I'm not that person that has to hear it on the vinyl.
But
Like,
if you put it in your record player,
Yeah.
it's not gonna sound any better for you than it would if you were to just listen to the MP3 over streaming.
No, but I do like just knowing that I'm playing the record though, right?
Yeah, right. But that's
Oh,
the point.
and
But the people who insist that it sounds better, none of them are paying the money to have the high quality system.
Oh,
enough
yeah,
to
yeah.
actually hear the difference. There is a difference. They're not wrong. The vinyl does sound better, but nobody's actually hearing it any better.
Oh, well, yeah, that's probably true. But by the way, Andy is telling you to forget being cool, Dave.
I already forgot how to be cool.
Apparently he thinks you were trying to be cool just then. Dave, you need to calm down. And Dave, you know why you need to calm down?
Because I'm not going back to Lego Dimensions.
No, I mean that's your own prerogative. Because some of your complaints have now been addressed and things are getting better, Dave.
Really?
Did you see? So, a couple things. One, that they've done an update today to the Nintendo app.
Yes.
And
so now we can do voice chat with the app closed / in other apps.
Yes.
Great. Still never going to use it because I just prefer setting my laptop down on my table, plugging my headphones into that, and playing with Skype.
Yeah, although I'll say, when we're playing on the Xbox, I would be perfectly happy to just use the Xbox chat. It works well.
Except when you plug headphones that are from Apple into the Xbox controller, it doesn't freaking work.
Okay, we'll get some different headphones.
I'm working on it, John.
Are you actually working on it?
Yeah, actually, I'm working on it.
Wow.
I'm just trying to decide which ones I want.
Well, don't get any that plug in because you can't do that to your phone.
No, I know. I'm gonna get wireless ones that I hope I can use with my Xbox.
So the other thing that you need to be happy about, and it doesn't really affect you, but maybe it'll stop you complaining and being such a Dave sometimes.
Okay, got it.
Is that they are going to be making more Nintendo Mini Classics, and they're going to be doing production a little bit further on the Super Nintendo.
This is infuriating because I thought it was cool that I had an NES.
Yeah, but you got to forget to be cool here, Dave.
Okay. Anyway, no, this is great news. It's all great news. I'm happy to see them say, okay, don't pay over price for SNES Classic Edition.
Yeah, but he would have said that even, like, in theory, he would have said that even if they weren't making more.
No, but it looks like they're going to just be like, okay, you know what? We're going to actually supply the demand that exists.
Yeah.
Because guess what? There's a demand for this thing. People want it. We might as well give it to them. They're finally doing what makes sense, which is these don't cost them very much. And they can make a ton of money off of them.
They can, but like I said, this is not saying that this is necessarily the best economic choice for them to make at this moment. I think they're hoping it'll bring them more goodwill down the road, and that will in turn be an economic thing.
Right. I also think they're not gonna lose money on this.
No, but okay, but it still comes down to economies of scale and ROIs and all these different things. But there could definitely be a way for them to make more money for what they're putting into it. But I don't know. I haven't seen their books. I don't know what all this stuff runs. Right. But my feelings is this is all about trying to get goodwill and to make people stop yelling at them.
Well, but what they did was bad, John.
It wasn't bad. It was just
not.
It was not what the consumer wanted, but that does not mean it wasn't the good business decision.
Yes, but that doesn't matter. We're not. But John,
you're a business. You have to do what's good for the business.
I'm not the business. I'm a consumer.
Yeah, I know.
We
That's
live
what
in
I'm saying.
a consumer-based society, so I'm allowed to be ticked about this.
No, I'm not saying you don't get to be ticked.
Okay,
I'm just saying you can't say definitively it was bad. It was just not what you wanted and not what many other people wanted.
Bad for me and everybody else who wanted one who didn't get one.
Let's move on to something happier, Dave.
Okay,
I thought this was going to be a happy subject. I didn't realize I was setting you off again. So let's talk about
that's what this show's about, John.
Let's talk about one more topic here before we get into music for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, Apple had their big ho-hum
At the Steve Jobs Theater.
Yeah, so I got up, because did something. I was doing something. I didn't realize when it started. I was doing something because I was working the night shift, so I was off during the day. But I came in and I turned it on right when they were showing the phone. Now I tried to rewind, and I still have not figured out.
That is exactly where I tuned in for about 10 minutes too. Was right when they were like, "Here's the new iPhone X."
Oh no! See, I started with when they started the 8.
Okay.
That's the one I tuned in. Now here's the thing though, is like I tried to rewind to the beginning of the stream, and I cannot figure out how to rewind a live stream on my TV.
That would be mind-blowing and confusing for me as well. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I can't. There's not a button that does that for me. So they showed a few different things. So let's start here for a second. Is the Apple Watch, right? So Ben is funny as I'm saying that, Ben puts that in the chat. So the Apple Watch Series 2 is no longer a thing. Now they still have the Series 1, which they dropped down to $250, and they have the Series 3, and it comes in 2 forms. Did you see anything about the Apple Watch? I mean,
yeah, one's got cellular for like an extra $100 or something bucks.
It's like 70. It's like $70 more. I want to say it's like $329 for the non-cellular, and then $400 for the cellular. But then you're also going to be paying something extra in your cell phone bill. Like they made a comment about how they kind of worked out some kind of deals with these different companies to make it less. And I don't remember how they worded it. Like it was a little convoluted and not like they never straight up came out and said, you're going to pay more on your bill. But they said something that hinted, yeah, this is going to cost you more, but I have no idea how much. And the funny thing is, I think this was exactly what Ben has been asking for. Dave, are you still there? We have lost Dave. We're going to see if Dave comes back here in a minute. So while it's happening, I'll keep talking. So they have the phone. And I think it's exactly what Ben was asking for, where you can just go out and walk around without it. So that's cool. Without your phone, it's cool. Not for me. I am considering getting one. See, so Sean says you might want. Do you ever find your watch? Oh, I did. I never actually did the update on this. I did find my watch, my Pebble watch. It had fallen off my wrist into my son's backpack when I was trying to get something out. And then they come home from school and he can't find his backpack. And apparently he somehow got it out of his backpack and it fell over next to my car. My daughter found it later that evening. So I did my watch back. But I do want an Apple Watch. I want to be able to do some stuff this one can't, but for the right price. So I'm hoping that it's going to, maybe the Series 1 will drop down. If it's $250, maybe I can find it for like $150 or $175, because I don't think I really need what's between the Series 1 and the Series 2. I mean, there's not like the waterproof stuff. I'm not gonna go swimming with it. I don't need the GPS, just because I don't care enough. Like it seems like the stuff in the 2 is more for the exercise side. And even though, as everyone can just look at me and say I work out a lot. Oh wait, here comes Dave back.
Temporarily while my internet comes back.
This is really funny because of the way that I have you like done on the screen.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. So anyway, so Dave's back. So with the watch, I would like a 2, or I'd like the 3, but if I can find the Series 1 for a really good price, I might just jump on a Series 1 because it's still new. It's just the older technology. Now let's go to the phones. Now, did you see the stuff about the 8?
No, it's just a better camera. It's the regular stuff. Better processor. It's the same stuff. Nothing exciting, right?
Yeah, no, better camera, better processor, 4K this, lighting that, I don't know. That's it. Basically the normal upgrade, right? But and it's only going to do the 64 and the 256, which is so much more than I have on my phone, because I only have a 16 gig on my phone because I'm a cheap bastard. And then it's going to be like, I want to say like the 8 at 64 is going to be $699, I think. So $799 for the 8 or the 8 XL.
So the same prices as the 7 and the 7 Plus were right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then they showed the X. And as cool as this thing is, I don't know, man. Like,
okay, can we address that? One, edgeless display is gorgeous.
right? Except if you shatter it, I mean, basically you drop it once, it's done.
Yeah, well, and I was thinking about this. Well, okay, so they say it's the strongest glass ever made in the world. Even Thor's hammer can't smash it. They didn't say that last part, but it's got to be right because you can't have a good case on there. It's going to cover up what makes the screen look so good.
Right. That was my next point. Is it looks amazing, but what does it matter if you can't enjoy it because you got to put a case on it? You have to put a case on it. I don't even think, even though they say it's unbreakable, like I still think I have to put a case on it.
No, I would too, and that's one reason why I don't really care about the X. Right, the camera's going to be better. The slow motion stuff, it's got the AR stuff built into it better. It does have the facial recognition, which I really don't care about. Thumbprint's fine. Let's be honest here, right?
It's actually, if anything, I probably consider it a hindrance, John.
It may be. If it's as good as they say it is, then it might be fine. No, did you? Okay,
but try imagining trying to buy something with Apple Pay in the middle of a store and you trying to scan your face.
I mean, it'd be really funny if they had to like take your face and drag it across a scanner with their products.
That'd be hilarious and amazing, but probably not going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
You talk. I'm gonna switch back to where we were.
Okay, so when it comes to the X, it's gorgeous. It's got some really cool features, but it's just not stuff that I think I actually need, right? Like it's nothing that I think is that important to me personally. So I don't know. I'm definitely not paying. It's like $1,000 for the phone. Like seriously. But people are going to buy it. There's going to be a line. It's going to sell out initially. It's going to happen. Dave, if he comes back on here at some point before I have to start playing the music, I think Dave said he plans on buying. Oh, here comes Dave back. Let's see.
Okay, we're back to studio, John.
Yes. Although I don't have a video of you, but it's kind of funny because everyone's seeing just a small square of you in a tie looking all spiffy.
Oh, I can fix that.
So
I had to go to a wedding, John.
Oh, so Christopher Anthony Chase Walker, maybe is what it says. That one part I just can't see very well. Anyway, it says he'd rather pay that much for a drum set. Oh, funny enough, his picture is a drum set.
Cool.
So that lines up. I thought drum sets would be more than $1,000 for a good one.
Well, a good one for Rock Band 4 would be a reasonable price for $1,000.
Now, what if you bought this phone and then got a drum set app and then could just tap it with your fingers and then you'd have both for that one price?
On your beautiful edgeless display. John, I'm actually going to probably end up getting this.
Okay, no, you just said that it ruins the edgeless display part because you're going to have to put a case on it. Because we know you like to fall down while getting on buses.
Yeah, I do like to fall off buses and shatter my phone while it's in my pocket. That's really fun.
Why do you want this phone? Like, what is drawing you to it that you want to pay $1,000 for it?
It's nicer. It's fancier. It is
sleek as hell.
It's the iPhone that I want. I like the iPhone, and I'm not going to deny it. Like I'm probably an iPhone like purist to its extent. Like I've used Android. I don't like it. It ticks me off. It makes me annoyed. I'm an Apple fanboy. I've got the watch. I've got 3 Macs. I've got all this stuff. We're talking about the difference of a couple bucks a month, right? Once it comes down to paying it off for 2 years, when you're talking about another like adding $200 onto the cost, you're talking about a couple bucks a month. You're not talking about a drastic change. People are freaking out about that price. You're paying that price almost anyway for the 8, right?
No, that's
I'm gonna get the nicer, fancier phone. And that's what it is. And I like the idea of taking away the home button, like despite the fact that that's probably not user intuitive, and I actually think it's probably a bad thing for grandma. It's kind of a really nice, sleek way of using that device and using the complete real estate of the screen for everything you're doing.
No, don't get me wrong. It is super sleek looking. It's got some really cool features, and it'll probably be about a year from now. Amy and I will probably upgrade our phones. So right. I will see.
It's probably going to be 6 months from now that I'm probably even going to be thinking about for sure getting this.
Okay, so now answer this. Give me your prediction here for kind of our one last thing on this topic. So it always goes 6, 6S, 7. Well, they didn't have the 7. Would this have been the time for the 7S right now had they followed that?
This whole thing is getting really confusing.
So
If
what's
you're
going to
asking
be?
me about the numbers, I'm assuming that when we do the upgrade, we do an.
Hi,
I
Sophie.
I think the next change, John.
Yeah.
I think we switch to the iPhone and the iPhone Pro.
Now, do you?
And I'm actually kind of surprised we're not doing that right now.
Now, do you think that a year from now they will have the? Oh, Sophie.
If you were gonna ask me what I would call them a year from now, I think they changed. Think they changed the outternal design of them. Make maybe one plastic, maybe make one that's like the 7 and the 7S right now, or the 7.
Well, they had the C or whatever it was at one time.
Right,
like the 5C.
exactly.
So make something like that, and then have then have the nice one.
Yeah, and I think we see iPhone, iPhone Mini, and iPhone Pro, same as the Mac lines.
Okay,
I think that's the only way it makes sense. I think the current X becomes the Pro, or a version of the X becomes the iPhone, right? And the iPhone Pro becomes the new fancy flagship device. And then I think we get like an iPhone Mini, which is basically like your poor man's iPhone C or whatever you want to call it. But it's probably a fine phone with a great processor, and it's actually probably really good for like younger people or people with a sensitive budget.
Oh, that's very sensitive budgets.
They're probably on T-Mobile or like Boost.
Dude, T-Mobile rocks. Like I have
know.
T-Mobile because it's like
I'm throwing it nowhere, John.
Okay. So real quick before I play the song, here's my issue with Apple. So
Yeah.
I had an email that I needed to print, and I've been having some issues with my computer thinking my printer was offline. So I grabbed my wife's Mac, open up, get in my email, find the PDF file in the email, open it up, can't find how to print it. There's no print button. You have the preview of it, no print button. I do the download, I open up, there's no print button. I right click or do the 2-click thing, and I find print. I'm like, oh, good, I found print.
Wow, John, do you not know key commands for print?
Look, I click on that, it prints it like super tiny. Now, I say screw it. I close their computer. I open up my Surface. Like maybe the printer issue's fixed now with my Surface. Open it up, pull up the email, click on the thing to view it using, both these are using Chrome, Google Chrome, right? Pulls up the preview. At the top of it is a freaking print button. Hit the print button, comes right out. You don't need all these other things you have to do. It should just be there. And that's why I stick with the Microsoft. Because it's just there.
Hi, John.
Yeah.
John. One, nobody should be printing things in 2017. So relax, calm down.
Except for sometimes you have to.
Yes, but John, you are a capable, smart, intelligent computer user, and you should know that you could just hit Command P even on a Microsoft computer,
but
or Control P to print things.
But when I finally figured out how to print, it still didn't print it right.
Yeah, I think you're just not thinking, John. I think you weren't looking at the box.
No, I was.
No, you weren't.
It's just stupid.
No,
It should just have a button. It should just have a
hard enough, John.
button there. Like on the Windows, it just has a button there, and you hit it, and it takes you to the print thing. Now, one thing. So Andy said he didn't see it, but he hopes the phone has a good battery and better charger.
Oh, the new one has like an extra 2-hour battery life, so they claim, which is actually, it means it has an extra 20 minutes, but that's fine. That's great.
Yeah. I don't mind. I don't care about that, right? My phone's on chargers all the time, just because I use it streaming stuff all the time.
Can we complain about the wireless charging for a minute? Can we complain about it?
No, I was gonna say that's a good thing.
No, it's absolutely horrendous and awful.
Hold on a second. So, white savagery, man. Why do we need a different background? Says I don't think software should have that much control over my hardware. The purpose of software is to control the hardware. That's why it's there.
That's why OS 10 and iOS and Mac OS and whatever we're calling all these different versions of these programs now is better. praise Apple.
Andy
Relax,
said,
Jeff.
"Nice, 20 minutes is all I need."
John,
Yes.
what were the wireless charging?
Yeah.
I love it. It's pretty. It's gorgeous, right? I'll probably
What
buy
is
one of
your?
those
How could
pads.
you possibly complain about it?
So I have to put a pad in every single room because usually I just plug my phone in and set it down, and then I pick my phone up to do things. But so now I need to be able to walk around the house and put my phone whatever room I'm in. Or now I have to bring this giant pad around with me into every room and plug it in anyway because it's still got to be on a wire.
Yeah, but you're not needing to charge your phone for that long. I mean, these things charge pretty quick. You should be able to. You should be able to put it on a charger
And put it down for
and put
an
it
hour?
down for long enough to let it fully charge and then pick it up. It doesn't
I
take
think-
very long to charge your iPhone.
I think I have a level of distraction that you don't then, John.
Because
I
freaking
never set my-
millennials.
I never set my phone down for that long, ever. Except
mean-
when I sleep.
Well, but you have your freaking Apple Watch. Why do you need your phone in your pocket if it's within reach of your Apple
Yeah, but
Watch?
what if I just set my watch next to it on my fancy charging pad? So now I don't have my watch
Just do
or
that
my
at
phone.
nighttime when you're sleeping.
John?
Charge it every night, and it'll last till the next night.
But John, it's not easy to answer from my watch. I can, but I don't like to.
But you can.
Okay,
For
well,
that
so,
1 hour, for that
so,
1
John-
hour, you should be able to.
So John, while you're messaging me on Twitter, and I refuse to respond to you, and now you'll know why I just send my heartbeat back in response. Because guess what? That's easier to send on my watch than it is to send
You never sent
actual
me a
words.
heartbeat. You sent me kissy faces. Okay, Dave, let's get to some music real quick.
I'm not wearing my watch, or I would send you a heartbeat right now, John.
Yeah, sure, you'd try.
Mm-hmm.
You send me an invitation. So
To my
as
heart?
yeah.
Show
As-
title: Invitation to My Heart.
As always, if you go to forgetbeingcool.com, this is episode 44, and you click on that episode, and you will find a big shiny picture that you can click on that will take you to where you can buy today's music. You can also click on the word, because I put the link in there, or it's written out, and you can copy and paste. You have all these options. Today's music is, I've played this before. It's not this song, but this guy is from Daemon Hatfield. You might know him as the main guy behind IGN's Game Scoop. He plays his music at the end. He's nice enough to let me play his music. He's got some new stuff out, although I got to figure out exactly where it's at. Also, I found out that Brian Altano does music, and he just remade something. So I got to try to get in contact with him and see if he'll let me play his music too. So this is In Love with Everything from Daemon Hatfield. I hope you enjoy.
Saw you across the room, eyes bright like a magic moon. We danced beside the sea. You move like a mystery, and we fell in love with everything, and we fell in love with everything, and we fell into the sparkling, and we fell. We drove across the plains, pulled over in the rain. We watched the water flow. We felt the thunder roll, and we fell in love with everything, and we fell in love with everything, and we fell. I went to space to find you a ring, and we fell. You said I speak to you like songs and stories do. Your heart is a part of me, and we are sparkling, and we fell in love with everything, and we fell in love with everything, and we fell into the sparkling, and we fell.
All right, that was Daemon Hatfield with the song "In Love with Everything." Now, this is not specific video game music, but he is a video game reporter.
Yeah, video game music reporters count, John.
Yeah. So
Anybody who works for a music or a video game IGN/video game reporting website counts if they make music. So if you're out there and you make music and you write things for video games, or if you just make video game inspired music, or if you're a listener and you make music, feel free to send them to John at dayspace.com.
Yeah, and also I really like that. Now, Andy says that he felt the voice effect was used a little too much, and I understand the complaint, but I actually really like the way he does that on his. Like that's I think that's kind of what draws me personally to it.
I think it wasn't overused in that song.
I don't know. It's all opinionated.
Yeah, no, that's an opinion. We respect your opinion as a listener
Well,
for being cool, but
I do.
Clearly,
Dave.
you clearly still think you're cool enough to make that opinion. So you haven't forgotten how to be cool yet. So get on board.
Okay, Dave. You know what time it is?
No, John.
Yeah, I'm ready now for realsies.
Okay.
Shelves are full, and what's on them often forgotten. Sad games and some other media silently cry out to be played again and given the attention that they deserve. This is why John and Dave get together each week. They force each other to take one of these sad games off the shelf, dust it off, and give it some love. Their discussions of games and other game-related topics will surely go off the deep end, but they always pay homage to those that are shelved and forgotten.
Welcome
This
to
is Shelved-
the last episode of Shelved and Forgotten. My name.
I had to let it go all the way to that part because this is what I had to do. And Sean, I'm glad I can make you happy there. This is what I'm trying to do is I had to actually download an episode of our show and just play it through Groove Music, right? That's just the app. And if you heard a little hum sound, that's the piece that I talked about I bought to help our show better. That will get rid of that because I had to move that around some. But so I had to do that because Dave has still not sent me the audio.
I can't find
but
it. I've dug deep. I dug deep with John. I went to Google Drive. I can't find it. So I'll reach out to Justin Masson. Wait, can we talk about Justin Masson for a second? Our wonderful voice guy for Shelved and Forgotten.
Sure.
Have you seen the debate on Twitter? Have you seen this?
The debate on Twitter?
About how he plays Mario Kart? Did you know he plays Mario Kart this way?
I saw you made the comment that you didn't know you could shake it to do things.
Yeah. So
When you shake it, what's it do,
he-
Dave?
So he reviewed the wired controller coming to the Switch. It's out in the UK, so he can get his hands on it, right?
Yeah.
Because he's out in the island, and apparently it doesn't have the gyroscope controls inside of it. That's fine. It's a $30 controller. It's actually kind of great they're going to put this out.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. He uses the Pro controller, and when you do tricks in Mario Kart, you can shake the controller the way that you would do it with the Wii remote. Like if you were playing with just a Wii remote,
Yeah.
he shakes the Pro controller to do tricks off of ramps in Mario Kart 8.
I mean, wouldn't it be easier just to hit the button?
Tap R1, yes. Yes, John. Yes, it would be easier. The fact that he does this blowed my mind.
Blowed? It blowed.
blowed.
It blowed your mind, Dave.
It blew my mind.
Oh my god. Yes, it was with the Wii version.
Justin.
Quit
Madsen.
bloating. Quit bloating his mind, Justin.
Yeah, it's not bloating. Justin Maston of the Nintendo Dads podcast. Please, for the love of God, learn how to play Mario Kart.
Now he's gonna play against you and beat you and be like, "I told you, I learned."
Yeah, that's how you shake the controller. You shake the controller to do tricks. Justin, please, God.
Okay, let's talk about something that's not Mario Kart.
I didn't even know this worked.
Well, now you do, and you're a better man for it.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna use the motion controls in the Pro controller to play Mario Kart 8 to do tricks. Holy jeez.
Hey, he's just more skilled.
Hold on, Justin. I love you. Okay.
Are you okay? Now you proposed to him after you sent me your heartbeat earlier.
Yes.
Now was that your heartbeat or is that just the heartbeat thing?
No, that's my heartbeat. Because if I send it from my watch, it's tracking it from my watch.
I wonder if I could have listened to it if I would have heard the tunk 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 tunk.
If you had a watch, you would have felt it on your wrist.
Oh my god, that is disturbing. So disturbing. Okay, Dave. Here's the big question, Dave.
Yes, John.
Did you actually play a game this week?
Yes, I did.
Why don't you tell me about it, Dave?
Why are you acting like I didn't play?
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you spend 10 minutes playing one.
Yes. No. So I booted up a game that I bought a while back, actually, while we were doing Sheldon Forgotten.
Is this the one you meant to play last week or the week before or something like that?
No. There's a game that's in my PS2 catalog that I got from the big giant box that I am trying to get to, but now it's in my pile of stack of games that I can't get to because of my shelf. Anyway, my shelf has literally been forgotten. The physical shelf, has been lost and forgotten. I'm still working on that.
Lost and Forgotten. That's our new TV show where we just talk about episodes of the show Lost that we have forgotten what happens on them.
I would love to do that show with you, John. We could totally do that show.
Apparently, Christopher Anthony Chase Walker has only played Pokemon Go all week. Is this like a good friend of yours? Pokemon Go. He's got the drum set. He's got to be someone who watches.
Sheldon or the Living Room Clutter.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't a name I recognize. Anthony. Anthony. Hi, Anthony. Anyway, let's
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I happen to know him by his middle name. We'll just hi, Anthony. Just call him Mr. Chase. Anyway,
sometimes I'm only used to YouTube screen names. Anyway,
well, I'm reading his YouTube screen name.
This is his YouTube screen name?
I mean, it's in the YouTube chat.
This could be. There's a couple Anthonys who actually listen to Living Room Clutter.
Okay.
But can we address?
I want you to address what you played.
I booted up my PS3 because there was a game on the stack, and I bought this back while we were doing Sheldon Forgotten, and I meant to play it sooner, but I never got to it. I played Motorstorm, John.
I don't know what that is.
It came out shortly after the PS3 launched. It was like kind of meant to be a launch title, it seems like, but it wasn't. It was boasting the fact that it had dirt effects and stuff. But anyway, I like my arcade racers.
Yeah.
It's a motorcycle dirt truck racing game.
Okay.
It's really cool, John, except here's the problem. It's not a lot of tracks. And the physics are awesome because the way that you drive trucks and the way that you ride bikes is completely different. The way that the mud gets affected by the way that trucks come over it or the way that you go through mud. Like you can't ride a bike through messed up mud because you're going to get stuck. So you got to hit the extra ramp tracks. It's really fun, John. As an arcade racer, it's just never going to hold up in 2017 though. That's the problem. It's not expansive enough or good enough to justify it, but I got it for a couple bucks. And as an arcade racer, I'm happy. I'd love to play this in person with somebody. I didn't check to see if there was local multiplayer, but there was online at a point, and I don't think it's still running. But I got it for $5, and as an arcade racer, I think it's really fun. I played 2 arcade racers this week. I realize that now.
What's the other one?
We're gonna talk about an Xbox Drive. Calm down, John.
Jeez.
But
Fun.
anyway, this MotorStorm for the PS3 first one. I don't know. I think they made sequels later, but I like dirt racers. They're cool.
Yeah. You like playing in the mud.
I like playing in the mud. Mud playing and wrestling, John, are the greatest thing
Someone
to watch.
Someone send me the timestamp. Any other words
John?
on that one?
Playing in the mud with John is so much fun.
I don't even know how to respond.
Have you never played MotorStorm
No, never.
or a
Even
MotorStorm game? I feel like they made more of these.
they probably did, but I knew nothing of them.
Do you like arcade racers, John?
Yeah,
Yeah?
they're fun. But
Did
I
you
mean-
ever play like ATV versus Motorsports or whatever?
I think
for
I
PS2?
have that. I think I have an ATV something on my Xbox.
Because it's basically that. I mean,
Oh, speaking of which, I have not gone on and downloaded the latest PS Plus games. They just came out yesterday.
I should have done that while I was on my PS3. Because I never claim the PS3 ones now.
Now there was
Because-
Handball 2016, I believe it's a PS3 game. So you need to get that.
Yeah, I have to have handball. No, MotorStorm was cool. Also, my PS3 needed a software update, and I didn't install it, so I didn't go online at all.
Oh,
So there might have been an update for this, but who knows?
who knows? No big deal.
It's cool. It's a cool game.
I'm sure it
For-
is.
you
It
can
sounds
get
like
for
fun.
You can get it for like $5. So, I mean, if you like these kinds of games, it's worth it.
Yeah, but I have other ones that I can play right now. Like I got the MX ATV whatever one that was a game to the gold at some point for the 360.
Are you not a collector, John?
Not
Apparently.
like that.
You just don't pick up games because you think they'd be fun? Even older ones? Maybe you don't belong on this show, John. Maybe I should kick you out.
No, just wait till you hear what I played.
Maybe we should cancel Sheldon Forgotten. Maybe it should be over.
Sean might jump through the screen and kill you.
Anyway, no, it was fun. I'm happy I got to play it. There's a game that it's in my PS2 pile that I'm really, really trying to get to.
Well, I played a PS2 game
Did you?
and it's pretty extensive conversation, but I'm gonna keep it
John,
short.
Did you play a game? Did you play a game this week?
I did. I always
Oh.
do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really, John? Are you sure?
Yeah, can you name a week I didn't?
I think you may have faked it.
What? How would you
Okay.
know?
You wouldn't. Know. Let's go.
So I'm
Can I make one more complaint? I'm sorry.
oh,
was gonna let you go.
always, Dave. Have one more complaint, Dave.
I was gonna let you go, and then Anthony brought up something that now I want to complain about.
Okay.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
The game is absolutely, utterly ruined right now, for me as a player.
Okay.
I really love Pokemon Go. I play Pokemon Go to going to work every day because I have a 45-minute walk. It's 3 kilometers. I basically hatch an egg every single day. It was a great game.
Yeah, take that, women. Dave hatches an egg every day.
Yeah.
One baby every 9 months.
Yeah, every day. John. But then they introduced this raid in this legendary system that requires you to not have a job and go raiding and get in cars and like basically spend $5 a day hunting down these legendary Pokemon, and this is what people do, and they're gaining so much experience that you can't possibly compete, and there's no reason to play the game anymore because there's nothing new to catch. This game is ruined. Because there's literally, it's not fun to walk around and catch Pidgeys anymore. You're going to be participating in these raids to compete. And I can't participate in these raids because I work till 9 o'clock at night. They turn off the raids at 9. So there's never any raids in the evening. And there's also no point in me going out on a freaking Wednesday or Thursday when I'm off because no one's going to be out playing on a Wednesday or Thursday in the middle of the day.
Well, your friend in the chat just wiped his hand all in your face and said that he has all the legendaries.
Shut up. Shut up. I have an Articuno, a Lugia, and that's it. I have an Articuno and a Lugia. I can't get a Raikou because I can never find a raid. I got to a raid yesterday. I got up, pulled it to a raid, and they were already tapping their screens because guess what? They're freaking jerks. John, this game does not work anymore. It's not fun.
Okay.
I
you
got
could
to- I
stop
went-
playing it like the rest of the nation did years ago.
I went to 3 Moltres raids, beat them. Okay, got the dex entry, but never caught one because the catch rate is too low. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Okay.
It
Calm-
could
calm
be
down.
fun.
Calm
it
down.
could be fun, but there needs to be another way to get these.
Calm down,
And-
everybody.
Anyway, my Pokemon Go rant is over. The game needs something to make it play like the old game, and it doesn't play like the old game anymore, and it's not fun because of that. Okay,
Okay.
it was fun. It used to be fun.
So I played a PS2 game.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to give spoilers to this game. It's a PS2 game. If you have not played it, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I played Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh,
So I played Metal Gear Solid, the first one, a few weeks back or a month or so back, right? I didn't play all that much of it. It was janky. It was not super fun. The story was, I don't say convoluted, but like the dialogue was just bizarre, all that stuff. Metal Gear Solid 2, on the other hand, I started playing it, and when I popped it in, I was kind of excited, but as part of me is just like, man, I don't know if I really want to play this right now. Let's play it for a little while, whatever. As soon as I started playing it, I didn't want to stop. Like, I was like, I will put the time in to beat this game before we have this conversation. And I did.
Okay.
It took 11 and a half hours to beat the game. So it's not super long, but I was working nights and weekends and all that stuff.
it's more time than I got.
That's not true. That's more time than you dedicate. There's a difference. You have the ability between your
Yeah.
work schedule and the fact that you live by yourself. You have the ability. Here's the thing. The combat is better, but it's still PS2. It's still not the dual stick shooter. And I kept wanting to use dual stick and it didn't work.
John, do you want to make all my meals for me and do my laundry and cook and clean?
Trust me, you still have time.
Surprisingly, I have less time than I think.
So the controls were slightly better, but still PS2 Metal Gear Solid controls, which are still a little bit awkward. But the game itself, playing through it, I played it on easy. I didn't play on super easy or very easy or whatever. I played on easy because I just wanted to go through the game. The story you get yourself into, there's probably more cutscene time than actual gameplay time.
Does that 11 hours include the cutscenes?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like Kingdom Hearts though, where there's like literally 17 hours worth of cutscenes.
No, there's probably at least 5.
Okay.
Right, and some of these are like 20-minute long.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like there are some really long ones and some other short ones. And some of these cutscenes are like you having a conversation with someone, and if you want to, you could hit the button and like speed it up and just read the text without them saying it. Right? Like
Okay,
that's a possibility.
Those aren't cutscenes, but
It goes back and forth between like seeing something happening and them having these conversations. So it's all I don't know what else you're gonna call it.
do
Right?
the graphics match up?
Like you see two
like-
faces. Okay, so it's you. So you're talking through a codec thing. So basically like over a radio. And so on your screen you see both faces and they're talking back and forth.
Okay, but they're like rendered in engine,
Yes.
like not separate CGI rendered.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna play this and find out what you mean.
Okay, but here's the thing: the story, like you start at the very beginning. You are playing as Solid Snake. You go through a mission, things go awry. You may or may not have died. Then you come in as Raiden, this other character who has only done his stuff in VR, right? Doesn't talk about his past. And as he's going through the thing, your girlfriend is the person who saves your data. But every time you save your data, which you just hit the button and you talk to her and say, yeah, I want to save, she'll ask you questions and try to have these like long drawn out conversations about why you won't talk about your past. And do you remember what April 30th is? And all these, and she's like, you're in a combat zone trying to hide from people. And she is hounding you about your relationship.
She sounds helpful.
So that's part of it.
Uh-huh.
I had just a couple like notes here. So there's lots of long cutscenes throughout, where you're like finding the story out. That's another thing. Also, in Metal Gear Solid games, and I don't know about 3 through whatever, but in 1 and 2, the way they teach you to play is hilarious because you'll be talking to the colonel and it'd be like, hey, you need to go do this. So to do it, walk up and hit the action button. And like, these are words he's saying to you. Like, it doesn't pop up, but like, he is saying these to Raiden, your character. Like, she won't be able to walk. Like, there's a girl at one point you have to drag around. Walk up to her, hit the action button. But then you'll have to hit this button and this button to do these things. And it's hilarious because it's telling you the things. And the instruction booklet's super cool. And it's like a comic book telling you how to play the game. And,
That's cool.
Yeah, and so this is like my brother's game. Whenever I stole the PS2, it was with it and had all the stuff in it. Now, the story itself, I'm not going to go into all the details about the story. But you start learning stuff, and you start learning things aren't exactly as they seem, and it's Hideo Kojima, so it's going to be convoluted. But there's this one
Death Stranding, everybody.
There's this one side story to it all of why you're there. How you know you need to be there is because someone gave you intel, and it's this guy's sister, Otacon, who's from the first game. He works with snakes. It's his sister gives you this details that something's going on. And at one point you have to find her and bring her to Otacon. And she doesn't like to swim. And he's always telling these stories about how he didn't hear her crying out, and so it's her stepsister. So his dad was swimming with her and he drowned, and she was calling out to you and you didn't hear her. And so after that day, you never saw her again, and she doesn't ever want to swim again. Right. This is like a thing that she keeps talking about, how they haven't seen each other since they were kids for that reason.
Okay.
Until you get her and she gets stabbed and she's dying. As part of the game, she is on her deathbed and he is crying over her in one of these long cutscenes. And he's like, it's not because he died that I didn't want to see you. It's because I had a relationship with your mother. She seduced me. And we had a relationship. And that's why my dad didn't drown. He killed himself. This is what he's telling her as she's dying. He's like, "Hey sis, you're dying, and I screwed your mom."
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just like one of the weird stories that comes out of this game. But
just one?
Yeah, there are others about who these different people are and these different characters you see, who they really are, and then why you're there. And like at one point you start realizing you've never met the colonel who's guiding you through all this stuff.
Well, I now know why we have certain things trending on websites years later.
Yeah. No. But like it is, the story is really bizarre. But as you're playing through, I just wanted to play more. I just wanted to complete the game, I guess, is what I'm,
Okay, was it hard?
No. I put it on easy and it was fine. You could put it on very easy and it would be nothing. Like it'd just be like going through and seeing the story with a little bit of gameplay feel to it. But
that's fine with me.
Here's what I realized is I have 4, right?
But you don't have 3.
I don't have 3. So what I need to buy, and I found it for like $17 or $18.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah, I need to buy the PS3, the HD collection, because it comes with 2, which I've already played. It has 3 on there, and it also has the PSP one, which is like a prequel to 1. But then I also need Twin Snakes for the GameCube, which is a remake of the original. So like these are all things I need to do before I play 4. And I don't know about that. I don't know if I need the Twin Snake. That one's like $45. So I probably won't get that one. But I think I'm going to try. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up this other one.
Of course it is. Thanks, Nintendo. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to pick up this HD one and play that sometime soon.
Making games on the GameCube hold their value for 2 decades. Because, it came out in the 90s.
But
it doesn't benefit Nintendo. Can I just get angry now?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
I got angry enough already. It's fine.
But this is definitely a game that's worth playing. It holds up better than I expected, but PS2 games do seem to hold up pretty well.
It's kind of weird. It's like the good PS2 games, like Final Fantasy X or Kingdom Hearts or Metal Gear Solid, God of War. Like these things hold up, but then there's like all these other like half-baked PS2 games that like were really good at the time, like quite enjoyable, really fun, but they just don't hold up now.
Yeah, but this one holds up now. If you're used to twin stick stuff, it's gonna take some time to get used to it because you are only moving around with. No, if you are used to using twin sticks for moving the camera and stuff, that second stick does almost nothing. The only thing that second stick does is that later in the game you get a sword and it controls your sword, which is actually kind of cool.
Oh.
But the rest of the time, that other stick doesn't do anything. And so everything is done with the one stick, and so the controls are a little not the greatest, but it's not terrible. And Hideo Kojima stuck with the way the controller was supposed to be for PlayStation, where circle is the good button and X is the back button, right? And he still does that even at a time whenever that would have changed for most other games.
Most things would have been backwards then.
Yeah. So that's all I want to say about that.
Okay. Cool.
Dave.
Yes, John.
We're going to talk about some bingeables. But I need to talk about one show that I binged along with it before we dive into the show we watched together.
That's fine.
So I finished watching Ozark because Chelsea.
Oh, can we talk about this?
I planned on it. Yeah.
I didn't watch it. But...
Well, Chelsea Capri basically made the comment that people need to go back and finish watching the show. So I did. Now, I think I made a mention last week or Monday maybe about how like the first episode I watched after she said that had a very trashy pregnant woman stripping.
I don't think you made that comment. But...
Oh, I definitely meant to if I didn't. Yeah. So
I don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah. So, and then many times throughout the show, you see other women stripping. Like there's not a lot of nudity outside the strip club, but they are in a strip club a bit because it's one of the businesses this guy builds or buys. So the whole thing is like the guy works for the mob, laundering money, and he ends up having to go out to the Ozark and whatever else. The show as a whole is really good. I think I had a build up to what to expect for the ending, and I think I was a little bit let down because of how high my expectations were. But it was still good. Jason Bateman, as he has become ever since, I don't know, since he was done with the one sitcom he did back in the 80s, is not a likable character.
Okay.
And he never is. Sophie, you're scaring me down there. Come here, girl. Come here.
Don't knock over the desk again.
Well, and it shouldn't be a problem, but the way she's sitting, if she turned just the right way, she would catch where the wires are. Like, I had the wires out of the way unless she turned the wrong way just then. So I got her pulled out. But I like it. I definitely recommend watching Ozark. It's a Netflix original. It's good. Now, let's talk about what we both watched.
Have you listened to Character Crunch, which is only currently available on YouTube?
No, I have not listened to the latest one, and I did not see. I would have actually watched you record it live, but I didn't see the announcement, the thing pop up saying that you were recording, so I missed it.
Okay. Anyway, John.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's start here.
Do people know what we watched?
So we watched BoJack Horseman season 4.
Okay,
we both watched it. It just came out. If you had one word to describe most of the season, what word would you use?
Brilliant.
See, I would have gone with boring.
John.
Dude, the first 2/3 to 3/4 of that season were boring. And I liked the first 3 seasons.
You are boring.
What? No. It was.
Why? Okay, so wait, hold on. Why?
It just wasn't. It just was boring. It was slow. Nothing really great happened. I mean, the jokes were few and far between, which is fine, but like there was just nothing. It was just boring. Like towards the end, the last couple seasons or the last couple episodes, it picked up a bit. But like they had chances. Okay, they had chances to do some great things with this, right?
Okay.
And they took some. They made some stupid moves, I think. Right. So small spoiler. There's a part in one of the episodes where they're racing, doing a downhill ski race to see who's going to be governor.
Right.
And whoever crosses the line first wins. Mr. Peanut Butter against the current mayor, who is a skiing champion. Right?
Uh-huh.
They could have gone where he works out really hard and then he actually does good skiing. Or they could have gone where he just flat out loses and then the guy's like, it's over. Right? But instead, what they do is they have Mr. Peanut Butter tumbling down because he doesn't know how to ski, and this guy's skiing great, but then freaking what's-his-name happens to fall out of the sky and crosses the line, who never in the race. And you're like, oh, here's a twist. They're going to make him the mayor. This is going to be good. But no, that's not what they do. They just make him say, I don't want it, and walks off. Are you kidding me?
Okay,
You had an opportunity to do something good, and they just did something bad.
It's in character for Todd, though.
Sure, then don't put him in that.
No,
Because
I agree.
all it did was be like, oh, well, how are we going to have an election happen? Like, that's the whole purpose of it, was to transition into an election.
Right.
Because they transitioned out of one earlier. They should have just made it transition into one in some interesting way.
Okay, missed opportunity for Todd Chavez to be governor.
Yeah, or to just not have that scene happen. Right? Like they don't put a scene that could be good in and then turn it into crap.
All right.
But then like nothing else was going on that was interesting at all. Like the election stuff wasn't interesting. It wasn't funny.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there's like slight humor here and there a little bit, but not much. The whole thing with Todd or whatever his name is wasn't that good overall. You know, like there's nothing really interesting happened, nothing really exciting happened, nothing really funny happened. It's just that stuff happened. And even with Bojack and that girl, right? It was just like, let's go see who Bojack screwed, right? And that was it.
John.
Like there was just nothing good. Like the last few, I thought the season ended well.
I think everything they did to set up everything paid off well enough, like it always does.
But the ends can't justify the means in every time, right? Like it was just boring. If I was not dedicated to watch that and didn't just have that much time, I would have turned it off. It was boring.
I so disagree with you.
What was exciting? What was entertaining in the first 6 of the 10 episodes?
The first 6 of the 10 episodes?
I don't know. The first 2/3 at least. What was entertaining?
I think getting the backstory for Bojack's past family was interesting. I think his mother losing her mind was interesting. I also think that his potential daughter was interesting. Not a spoiler.
Okay, so it was a good thing, but I think they told it in a boring way.
I think it was funny and entertaining and enjoyable. And I love the characters and the universe of which it takes place in. So, I don't know, John. I think you don't love this show, and I think that's fine.
Hold on a second. Yes, Sean. This heated conversation is about BoJack Horseman.
Sean, have you watched BoJack Horseman?
But here's the thing: is I don't dislike the show. I really enjoyed the first 3 seasons, and I was really hopeful for this one.
I still think this one is just as good as the other ones.
Oh, but I disagree, man. I was so bored. I was so bored.
I think you've watched the show too fast.
I split it up over like 4 days.
Right. So that's the
I'm
problem.
not going to watch once a week. Then I'm really going to get bored with it.
No.
Because nothing happens enough. Nothing happens definitively enough to make you remember all the things that happened in the episode before. Everything
But John, what I mean is you haven't watched this show over the course of 4 years.
I don't think that matters.
So I think it does matter. I think
it doesn't change the entertainment value of the show.
I think it does.
I don't see how.
I think the anticipation for this season alone makes me enjoy those first couple episodes better because there's something I haven't seen, and it's been almost a year since I've seen something new from BoJack.
Yeah, but it's
been
still boring.
It's been a couple months for you. I don't think it's boring. I think
it's like being like, man, I haven't had apple pie in like 6 years. I'm gonna go watch this apple pie just sit there on the counter. Oh
yeah. No, that's like eating a piece. No, for me, John, it's like eating a piece of apple pie after not eating a piece of apple pie for 6 years. It's the best piece
really
of apple pie
boring
you've ever had.
piece of apple pie. An apple pie that had 0 flavor in it. That barely had apples.
Plenty of flavor.
It didn't though. That's where the problem is.
John, can you not appreciate the amount of creativity that's gone into this show?
No. But you can have creativity that's still boring, and that's the problem.
I also think this season sets up to be back to the earlier seasons. I think we are at a point in which by the end of season 3, everybody has kind of divulged into their own thing, which was entertaining and enjoyable up to that point. But I think season 4 had to take the opportunity to rebuild and get us back to what made BoJack at the core of it what it was.
And that's fine. Like, there are lots of shows that have filler seasons. and
And
filler
I
movies,
think
right?
this, despite the fact that I quite enjoyed it and I thought the jokes landed well, and I think this story was entertaining, and I like seeing the backstory, and I enjoyed it a lot more clearly than you did. I think it is a filler season, and I think we need to look at it that way.
But that's fine. But that doesn't give it a pass for being boring, right? Like there are
Yeah,
plenty
that's-
of other filler seasons of other shows that suck, and if you stick with it, it normally pays off, or it can pay off, right?
And
like
it did pay off.
No, it hasn't paid off yet. We haven't seen the next season. And the end of the season was good. I remember, and I can't remember specifically why, but I remember enjoying the end of the season. Right? I do remember thinking later on, okay,
I
this
don't
is
want to
better.
spoil it.
No, neither do I. But
There are two very beautiful moments by the end of the season, and that's not a spoiler. Like there always is.
Okay, but like leaning out. Okay, so the whole election thing, I thought was worthless. Like the whole election.
I will.
There was nothing.
I will agree with you on the election thing had way more potential than it did. It would have been great for Todd to become governor. It would have been funnier to see a better election between Mr. Peanut Butter and the Lindsay.
It just the whole
But-
election thing was just they just needed something for Mr. Peanut Butter to be doing, and so that's what they did. They're like, oh
Right,
well,
which
we
is
ran
why-
out of
which is
ideas.
why I'll call it a filler season.
But and filler seasons normally suck, or at least normally not nearly as good. And I just thought most of the season was boring.
You can't appreciate the beautiful sadness of that backstory.
The backstory itself,
For-
I
for-
thought
for-
I thought the backstory itself was good. I
Princess
thought it
Carolyn's-
was
Princess
presented.
Carolyn's adventure through talking about the old country and her mouse boyfriend. Like none of that entertained you.
I mean,
I agree with you that the Mr. Peanut Butter arc is probably the weakest.
But even the story with like the mom and it was kind of drawn out over a number of episodes. And I thought the story itself was good. I think they should have told it in a more compressed way and not drawn it out so much because it made it boring. It was too slow of a story drawn out over too long of a period. So it had too many lulls.
I respect the show for telling the story properly and taking its time to develop it.
Oh,
So
I'm just reading what Sean. I think Sean is saying that we're arguing too long.
Sean, have you listened to this show ever?
All right, we obviously disagree on how we feel about this one.
I think season 5 is going to surprise you.
I hope so. No, I'm still looking forward to more. I just did not like this one.
And I think part of your bore and the way that you feel is because you binged 3 seasons and then a month later watch season 4.
I don't think that.
I really do, because I not for a second was I bored.
Yeah, but they could also be that you just like boring things. I mean, let's just throw that as a possibility.
Yeah, or I like BoJack Horseman better than you do, because apparently you like weird stripper old lady mama things.
No, that's Chelsea Capri that likes the weird stripper old lady mamas with saggy things. I like the rest of the show. When I approached her with liking that, she responded with no comment. So
okay, BoJack Horseman season 4 definitely worth a watch. Oh, that's the music. Oh, John doesn't even want to have like a friendly conversation with me before we wrap up the show. This is
it's getting
cool.
long. I got to go to bed.
Episode 44, part of the Day Space Podcast Network. You can get all our links and things for our Twitters, all that stuff at forgetbeingcool.com. Of course, if you have not watched our movie for this week that we're going to talk about next week, or tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Holy
by the
crap.
way, we're coming back tomorrow and not Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow after recording the Xbox Drive, which will be roughly, I don't know, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
You guys will enjoy listening to John and I talk about Clown, available on Netflix. And get our links over forgetbeingcool.com, powered by the Day Space Podcast Network. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/dayspace. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys when you forget how to be cool on Thursday.